back to Food Prep Guide. We are outside near oh goodness. Take two. Hey friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. I am out in my pond today near my comfrey plants. We have them lining our... Emma! Friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. I have a comfrey plant behind me here. We have them lining the south side of our pond because they are so valuable on the homestead. I want to show you today how to turn this weed into fertilizer. The reason why it acts as such a great fertilizer is its massively long taproot that can unlock nutrients deep in the soil that is lacking on the shallow surface level, but we'll talk more about that in just a second. I want to walk you through step by step about how to take this plant and turn it into a liquid fertilizer. I've already filmed 3 weeks. I started a pot 3 weeks ago so that I can show you the entire process start to finish. Let's get started. If you would like help planting a productive garden, scroll down to the description box of this video and click this link for a free garden printable. We calculated quantities for a year's supply of the most common garden vegetables and organized them into a neat chart to help you plan. We'll send it straight to your inbox. If you're new here, we invite you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming tutorials on gardening and food preservation, food storage, and more. The first step is just to harvest the comfrey leaves. Now I'm cutting these from mature comfrey plants. These are about 2 years old and I have not harvested until this year. I wanted those roots to get really nice and established before I ever started harvesting. You want nice, healthy, dark green leaves, and the best time to harvest is in the morning after the dew has dried. Here's why comfrey tea, as it's also called, is so amazing. Comfrey is what's called a dynamic accumulator. Its deep taproot pulls nutrients up from way down in the subsoil that other plants can't reach. We're talking potassium, phosphorus, calcium, and of course nitrogen, a whole other range of trace minerals. When we make this tea, we are basically concentrating all of those deep soil nutrients into a liquid form that is immediately available to our plants. Comfrey is especially rich in potassium and even higher than many commercial fertilizers, and that makes this tea/fertilizer perfect for fruiting plants like tomatoes, peppers, and fruit trees, eggplant, you name it. The potassium helps with flower and fruit development, disease resistance, and overall plant health. Plus, it is completely organic and it costs nothing to make after you have bought your seeds or your seedlings, as in this case. Comfrey you can purchase seedlings, but I actually recommend going ahead and purchasing the crowns because there is a certain variety, I believe it is Russian Balking 14. If that's not correct, I'll put the correct one in the description box, but it actually doesn't spread by seed, and so it only spreads through the roots by propagation. There you can, if you do it this way, you can control the spread of it, because if you don't control the spread of it, if you use comfrey that spreads by seeds, it can take over your property pretty fast. Okay, so next we just need to chop up the leaves. I'm tearing them into smaller pieces like this, but it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see I'm not worried about if there's stems, if there's flowers. I'm not even worried about if there's bugs. They're going to die in the process anyway when we move on to the next step. I will just chop up everything that is in that bucket and get it all nice and broken up. Breaking them up like this just simply helps speed the decomposition process. It's actually not necessary if you have more time in your garden schedule. Breaking it up this way, it's going to be ready in about 3 weeks. Let's say you have no time on your hands, you can skip this and just wait for your fertilizer, go another 4 to 6 weeks. But chopping it up just kind of speeds up that process. So I'm just adding them to a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, old litter container, as you can see here. Anything that will hold water, essentially. It's best if it's something that has a lid. As you'll see in just a minute, I used just a piece of metal sheet because I didn't have a lid that fits this container, but I can always go back later and find some kind of better container for it, or find some kind of better lid for it. The next step is just to add water enough to completely submerge all of the leaves and then some. Really, ideally, rainwater is best, but we have no rain in the forecast and I really wanted to get this done, so I'm just using a hose. Not an issue. If you live on city water that is treated with chlorine, you might want to really hold off until you get some good rainwater. And just fill it up until it's completely submerged. I usually fill the bucket up at least 3/4 of the way full. and that just ensures that I absolutely have enough water to keep those leaves submerged, because they will soak up some of that water during the soaking process. So as you can see here, we were about done, 3/4 of the way full. And at this point, you just put a lid on it. And that's what I mentioned before, this, weird lid that I had to use, but I'll find something new soon. So once you have a lid, you let it sit for 3 weeks. Now, I told you that I went ahead and started another batch of this 3 weeks ago. So I have the container already ready for you, and we can move forward with the process. Here's that other container that I started 3 weeks ago with a nice lid on it. This is, let's see, it's been sitting outside in the heat, and that's another thing I wanted to mention. You do want this outside in the heat, not indoors in a temperature-controlled environment, because the heat will also help to kind of speed this process up. It gets nice and dark, as you can see. This is just a compost bucket, because what we're going to do is we're going to scoop out all of the solids from our Comfrey tea, Comfrey fertilizer, and those don't need to go to waste. They can go into my compost bucket and go into my compost pile. If you have a massive strainer, this would go a lot quicker. I do have a really, really big one, but it is completely and solely dedicated to canning. I use this thing for canning too, and so I'll have to disinfect it for sure, but this scoop works just fine. So at this point, once you get all the solids taken out, you're ready to pour it into your jugs. But I highly recommend labeling it, because this solution is extremely concentrated. You do not want to put it straight on your plants as is. It will burn and even kill your plants. You want to dilute to a ratio of 1 to 10. Now, I don't measure, I just kind of eyeball it. I'll show you the level in just a minute, but make sure you label your jug of concentrate so that you don't get it confused with your diluted jug that you'll be watering your plants with later on. As I'm pouring this into the jugs, I wanted to talk about how easy Comfrey is to grow. It is practically indestructible once established. We have it all the way out by our pond, which is very far from any water hoses. It never gets watered except for rain. I'd never go out there and water it. So it is drought tolerant. It is heat tolerant. It is a perennial, meaning it comes back year after year. I mentioned earlier, you can propagate it from root cuttings, and so one plant will give you harvest for decades to come. It grows in most soil types, and actually it will improve your soil structure over time. For reference point, I'm in the southeast with heavy clay, periods of drought and very high heat, and this plant, it does not die. You can harvest Comfrey 3 to 4 times per season. And the more you cut it, the more it grows back. So making the Comfrey fertilizer actually helps the plant produce even more leaves. Okay, so I am going to dilute it here. I'm going to show you about how much. Like I said, I don't measure. 1 to 10 ratio, eyeball it. It's about an inch depth in the milk jug. So about an inch of your Comfrey concentrate, and then you're just going to fill it up the rest of the way with water. That's how I eyeball it. About an inch in the bottom, fill it up the rest of the way with water. As far as what do I use this on, I consider this a multi-purpose fertilizer. When you break down the kind of NPK ratio, it is not balanced like a commercial fertilizers where they are artificially concentrated to be balanced, like a 10-10-10, your nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. But Comfrey tea is going to be somewhere in the 2, 0.5, 5 range. So it's a whole lot heavier on the potassium than it is your phosphorus or nitrogen. But like I said earlier, it is so good for fruiting plants. I follow a typical fertilizing routine of every 2 weeks, the same thing I do with my fish fertilizer. So when I run out of my fish fertilizer and I don't want to go buy more, I will switch to this. And this year I am going to use this primarily in mid to late summer and give a good comparison with fish fertilizer, and maybe I can go ahead and save that money and not even have to buy the fish fertilizer anymore. I don't know. We will see. Okay, y'all, I hope that was helpful to you, and that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Bye.